All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justmoparjoe, and there's Mopar Mark. And our Nightmare, 1968 Dodge Charger. And we've been playing with the back glass and the rear quarters and the Dutchman once again. Some people had good questions about why don't we buy another AMD panel. One guy had a good comment that mentioned this is the evil that we know right now, and it does really fit nice around the doors and such, door gaps. That one's a little wide, but I can move it. Nothing, it's all screwed in place. Anyway, Mopar Keith made a nice video giving us all the measurements in the world that we could use, and we've been using them all day. And now that we're there, right now we put in 3 or 4 trim clips, and we thought, man, we're really there. The off-brand quarter is gonna have to be split here. Let me show you. This really kicks in hard, bam, like that. It needs to be split. That needs to actually line up with that because our trim and the angle that it goes needs a little more clearance. So, you see I got a clip in here. We went ahead and marked around where they were to be able to pop them off. But if you would have asked me 5 minutes ago, my glass needs to move again. Nothing's glued in, obviously. If you'd asked me 5 minutes ago, we had this lightly taped together, the whole trim set. It was fitting perfectly wonderful. And I would have said, it's all done. But I told Mark, maybe we should test fit it. And we did. And it hates us now. So it's time to get a sawzall out. A death wheel out and give that a little bit of split and move our channel over so everything will be happy again. So I'll put a little split there, and I cut us here, and I cut us there. So now I can even lay my piece of trim back in and literally pull this thing anywhere I want to. It moves pretty freely. I'm trying not to break it off there, but I'll get her tucked down and back. Probably something like that. Then I can pull that end over a little bit. I might have to make a little piece of metal there. It's not a big deal. Or stick one in from the backside and then weld. But as for right now, I'm still test fitting this quarter, test fitting the back glass trim. Just want it all to be happy together. Trim is popped back up here. I know that's kind of out right now. That's fine. I'm just looking for the curve. It's a little tight there. And then I did my crazy notch action. But if I move that piece out of the way, I'll be able to. I just got one little magnet. When I get that even up, tack it. Tack, tack, tack. Tack along the line. Then I can put me a little 90-degree piece right here and fill that gap in. So it's just a straight kind of a L-shaped bracket or piece of metal, and tack, 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 grind that down. And then this side will pretty well match the other side. All that still needs to be clamped up, but I think I'm gonna quit with it right now and save my piece, save my progress, because we gotta test the wheelhouses, get them right, because the other guy that worked on this was having incredible difficulty getting one side to fit. So we know our quarters are looking really good. I may zip a couple extra screws in here, so when they go back in place, I'll even put a mark or something on them so I know which ones are the right screw holes. Know which ones are the right screw holes up here. And I got a measurement for back here. It's 1 3/4 from that line up. And we can get our little pieces here. This is just stuff's just hanging on there. So after getting our quarter aligned 90%, we're testing these wheelhouses. And to me, they look really nice. Like they go right into place. I know they're a little chalky from being out in the weather or whatever. You can kind of see where they used to have them screwed together. I've kind of moved just a little bit. And just threw an old bolt in the front there, had a drill out. And I may do something different with this, but test fit forever and a day. And I had to jack it up to get it up to that brace there. Everything's looking pretty good. I mean, even this would basically clamp down and weld. Looks nice on the inside. Oh, that's happy. But let me show you what the quarter looks like once it's hung on. The actual lip here is hanging down 2 inches or something. And you can see this is an AMD part. Should be fine, right? And there's no, okay, maybe with a miracle I can do a little trimming here and jack that thing up some more, but we're butted on this. I might have to just go ahead and, like I did on the Roadrunner, I think, was split this out, get it out of my way, make everything happy. I can always weld that back in. That brace is never seen under the other quarter. But let me hang the quarter on and show you here. Quarter's hanging on. You can see I'm still too low here. I marked my holes that I'm using, not using that junker anymore because it's wallered out. I can't even get it over to my back glass section that I have those holes ready for, or the Dutchman. I got it loosely clamped back here to the taillight panel just to hold it up. My front holes, looking good there, close to there. Here's a Wheelhouse. And I'm just starting to wonder, is that the wrong Wheelhouse that they sent with the car? I'm gonna try to pull it off and read the sticker, whatever I can on the sticker, and look it up, or call Dave and make him look it up at Rust Bucket Restos, or ask him real nicely. But it's actually fitting better than originally when it got here, because I think I can even fit the trunk extension in right now, and the trunk extension fits close to the quarter. So that kind of tells me, hey, the quarter fits without this piece of junk in here. I'm wondering, maybe is that for a 70 Challenger, or, you know, one of the later B bodies, 71, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there. So life is good when you find the smoking gun. And luckily for me, the numbers were still on this, and you could just barely read them. Here's the one that was on that right-hand side, 1468-R. Here's the one on the left side that I had to test fit, but it was on the car and test fit nicely when it rolled in here, mostly. 2468L. I Googled that number, and it comes up. Same thing, 68 to 70 B body. And if you don't know Mopars, you may just think, well, I got one for the left and one for the right. And the other guy, he did admit to me he does Mustangs and Camaros and stuff. He doesn't really care about Mopars. This is a 1468R. We need a 2468R. And Dave at Rust Bucket Restos has got me one ordered, and it'll be here shortly. So he's the man. We found the conundrum, but you know why the difference is. Let me show you. Satellite Belvedere GTX charger. It should have clicked in my mind what the difference. I know this is left and right, but you see what I'm saying. And I even tried to lay Big Goofy back inside the quarter. I said, let's just start with that. Well, it was clamped right here. Rut-row, look at that jump out. And we already know this was hanging down 2 inches. So it wasn't going to work. It never was going to work. And I just was thinking, well, maybe that was my off-brand quarter. Maybe that was my whatever. But we found the smoking gun. And I think I can quit for today because I can't hack that thing up to make it work. So he gets an extra part for his pile, and my nightmare just got a little bit easier. So life is good. I have to mention, I don't know what stage we're going to go to with this car. He had mentioned maybe if I could just get the metal work done, he might take it from there. We've discussed maybe me painting the car, which I don't mind. I enjoy doing that sort of stuff. But we just got to see if the universe can align for us on that. So I appreciate y'all watching and following the Nightmare Charger saga. Overall, you know, that being the off-brand quarter and having the bad alignment on that corner there, it's not that big a deal. I mean, do like 3 or 4 slits and slide the piece in, and I can stitch weld it up, grind it down, and it'll look as good as the other side. So otherwise, the whole thing's gonna come back together smoothly. I'm really, really, really glad we found that issue. That was the major deal, I think, with the car. I know his trunk extension fits nicely. I can show you that. One more time. We go outside. All that stuff's AMD, so it's nice and tight in there. It's not gonna be a big deal, but definitely not welding anything until I get it all fit back up again and all my screws in place, just as I was told to do. So I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you next time. All right, Mopar people.